Also, I meditated over the recent email group communications, which I initiated around the time of September the 18th. I basically sent an email which contains a Facebook post that I put together. Primarily is a letter that I wrote to the beautiful Washington State people that I have connected after I came here to Seattle since July the 18th. So yeah, I think basically entire 2 months of connecting with Seattle people, and I felt that it's very important for me to share with the Washington State people the true story of the Chinese Communist Party CCP's transnational repression, manifested into basically all the way controlling the former governor of Washington State, Mr. Gary Locke, who basically pressured Dr. Tong Wen-Wang's research center, Benora Research Institute, and leading to the very wonderful director, Dr. Gerald Nippon, decided to shut down Dr. Tong Wen-Wang's lab altogether. And that basically triggered a cascade of betrayal, because Dr. Tong Wen-Wang always thought she had this wonderful family of husband, parents, elder brother, and all the relatives. And she also thought that she had this wonderful group of colleagues, and she always had all the friends from elementary all the way to high school to college. And throughout her journey, she was always admired by everybody, and whoever met her felt that she was very, very, smart and successful, and they treated her with trust, love, and respect. That's what Dr. Tong Wen-Wang always felt, that she had this, wonderful, wonderful community of people. And but the moment that her laboratory was shut down, also initiated this very fundamental test of the trust, love, and respect of all these people in her life. And guess what? Nobody passed the test. Nobody except one, and that's little Noah. Okay, but little Noah, until 2017, was almost about to also be taken away. Exactly was around that time Mr. John Dickinson showed up in the life of Dr. Lotus King, my life, at the stage of Dr. Lotus King. So yeah, it was very incredible to be able to find a man called Mr. John Dickinson, who actually showed trust, love, and respect towards me when he heard about the mom's sincere wish to find the son, who actually seems to be taken away from her and silenced and could not connect with her anymore. And this mom actually was visiting Mr. John Dickinson for the first time, and his beautiful family and his Jewish wife Jody, I think, was the one that decided that this is absolutely not allowed for a Jewish husband to do things to his wife and to discriminate the wife and take away the son. So I was actually hosted by Judy, Mr. John Dickinson, and also at the time Mr. John Dickinson was also hosting another gentleman, Gary, and Gary happened to need to be out of town, so his bedroom actually was opened up for me to be able to stay in Seattle for an extra week. And it was that extra 1 week that something opened up. Mr. Noah Wang Genitosio, right before Dr. Lotus King Weiss was ready to leave Seattle, go back to New York, made a phone call, said, "Mom, Dad is out of town. Now you can come to visit me." Yeah, so that was the story, and that's how critically important that Mr. John Dickinson and his family, you know, what they have done to support me as a mother, to reconnect with my dear son, Mr. Noah Wang Genitosio, who was isolated from me for many, many years, ever when he was only a little boy. The year was in the year of 2002, and Noah was only 7 years old, and he was already taken away by his Jewish father, Mr. Alan Genitosio, who was heavily brainwashed by the CCP's hate propaganda and decided that Noah could not spend time with his beloved mother anymore. And he secretly sold the family house in Arlington, Massachusetts, and then secretly bought a new house in Magnolia, and secretly planned a divorce and taking the custody, and totally deprive Noah's right, and of course Dr. Tongwen Wang's right to be a mother, Noah's right to be able to be with his beloved mom. And yeah, Mr. Alan Genitosio was the one that made a vow to Dr. Tongwen Wang to love her no matter what happened for the rest of his life. And it was that promise that severed Dr. Wang's about to be married to a Chinese gentleman, Dr. Jin Xiongxi. Yeah, Dr. Jin Xiongxi now, he's certainly a international leader in the most frontier biotechnology field, and also totally kidnapped by the CCP as well. And he's all about money and profit, and turning into a very, very crafty blind man, daydreamer. I would say he's not a bad man. I think he still had this complete faith in what he's trying to do, which he believes that he's doing something good for the humanity to find the secret of longevity, NAD therapy. So yesterday I also responded LinkedIn message he was broadcasting and tried to promote his company. Yeah, Dr. Tongwen Wang's former colleagues, they are all currently the leaders of different fields in the most frontier life science research field internationally. Yeah, for example, the former chairman of the UW immunology department, Mr. Chris Wilson, he became the chairman of the Bill Gates Foundation, and Dr. Carl Halding, Dr. Wang's very, very wonderful colleague in Sweden. Now he is actually the chairman of Nobel Prize Foundation. And Dr. John Messity, the biggest shark of the TGF-beta superfamily signal transduction field, and the biggest competitor leader in the TGF-beta signal transduction field. He's currently the president of the Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Institute. Doctor's former, mentor and department chair, Dr. Patricia K. Donahoe. She's the Dragon Lady, highest, most famous female surgeon and scientist representing Harvard female scientists, Dr. Patricia K. Donahoe. She's still very, very, famous and prominent, visible in Harvard Medical School. And also there are quite a lot of doctors, Dr. Tong Wang's colleagues in Japan, in China, in Canada, all over United States, and they are all right now the leaders of the current frontier life science research field. And so Dr. Tong Wang, if she didn't choose to make a stand for the persecuted Falun Dafa practitioners, if she didn't choose to follow the 3 words called truthfulness, compassion, forbearance, 真善人, I think Dr. Wang today probably is one of them, and most likely already fell into the CCP's trap, and currently probably already doing all the horrible things inside of Communist China for CCP in every regard. So certainly it's unimaginable how the world could have been if Dr. Wang also turned into one of them. But thanks to Falun Dafa, Dr. Wang actually made a 100-degree turnaround and started to say, I'm not going to continue to be a blind man. I'm going to find the whole truth. And so Dr. Tong Wang made the choice that shocked everybody in her family, in her science community, among all her friends, all her beloved. They basically consider her to be mentally ill, because how could anyone give up all those for something that the whole world is basically being turned into blind and deaf and follow the CCP? And CCP started to first nationwide campaign, hate campaign, and then global hate campaign, and blacklisted Dr. Tong Wang immediately for her choice, for her visibility, for her ability to influence quite a lot of people thinking, and of course, most importantly, for her choice to even use the modern science technology to validate that Falun Dafa teachings are telling the truth, and whatever that are mentioned in the book of Zhuang Falun, that modern science probably would label that to be, pseudoscience, anti-science, superstitious. And Dr. Wang basically decided that to study the Falun Dafa practitioners' immune cells in collaboration with the brave female scientist Dr. Lilia Fan. And they were basically starting to observe this incredible system-level total upgrade of the human immune system. And it is at the gene level, at the molecular level, and it is at the system level that basically totally resolve the current bottleneck and the basically dead end of the modern life science research. Modern life science view human body as a molecular machine and try to fix the molecular machine very, very, diligently try to use all kinds of high tech to fix the molecular machine. But in reality, all real, honest, frontier modern life science researchers will say, oh, we can only do very little. We have no ability to conquer cancer. We have no ability to conquer diabetes. We have no ability to conquer neurodegenerative diseases, because this is about a system level problem. And exactly why it is a system level problem, Dr. Wang actually, because of her research on Falun Dafa practitioners' immune cells, she got it. She was enlightened to the truth. So she gave a public speech in May 2002, and that was the beginning of her being blacklisted, and her entire family member family members are targeted, and then how the entire family members were basically controlled by the CCP dark quantum field, and also all turn into tools to continuously try to so-called transform Dr. Wang and bring Dr. Wang back to modern science. And if she does not follow their ideology, their level of truth, and they would label her to be mentally ill. Even the most recent phone call that I made with Dr. Wang's mother, she still said, you need to see a psychologist. Otherwise, why you're always facing so much trouble? Because you have been suffering from mental disease. Because for for her, a very, very loyal follower of communism, she considered that's her, philosophy, that's her dream of earthly paradise. And she would dedicate her life for fighting for this dream, realizing that dream. And she could not figure out why her daughter, this red princess, that she tried all her way to turn into a communist, and she could not figure out why her daughter, the mind is so different and the vision is so different from her. And the only way she can think of is that, okay, she's mentally ill. So this way she easily resolved the question, and she could find peace and tranquility, and she can go to sleep. Otherwise, she could not fall asleep. She had a heart problem, and she felt that she was going to have a heart attack. The moment she thought of her daughter could not be part of the communism, she would have a heart attack. Yeah, that's basically, what Dr. Wang's family is like. And so therefore, for me, after encountering all those, different blind men's understanding of the truth of the universe, certainly in my heart I have absolutely no hate, no negativity towards all those people who currently are standing in the opposite side of me and try to kick me out from their apartment building, like TripleLink. I understand why TripleLink, they are so afraid to host me, host the whole Elephant Institute, because they know very well that if they do, the Chinese government will be aftering them, and trouble after trouble. And that's why they thought, oh, we are too little, we are too weak, we need to appease the CCP, and then we need to run. And so in order to run, and we need to kick her out, and then we're going to use all kinds of ways to kick her out. Oh, we can praise her, we can appease her, whatever trickeries we learn what to do to get rid of someone, we'll do. Threat, pretend to be friendly, pretend that we don't know CCP. Oh, what's CCP? Oh no, I don't know what means CCP. What are you talking about? CDP, CPP, PPC, CPC? Well, we don't know. But yes, you know very well, but you are afraid to mention it, even the name, because you think that you will be the target of the transnational repression in America by the Chinese Communist government, the CCP devil. So if I run, is it going to benefit TripleLink? But this is exactly the reason I cannot run, because the moment I run, CCP won, and the TripleLink became enslaved, and all the people that TripleLink is connected with, serving, so-called doing business with, they all become enslaved by the CCP, because it's already a case established. Even the president of the whole Elephant Institute cannot stay in TripleLink, and whoever stay in TripleLink is going to be CCP slaves, right? So that's why I cannot run away. Yes, it is a lot of harassment, abuse, threat, However, in my heart, I know very well, I know very clear that it is only a drama played out by the devil to challenge the authority of our Creator and say, look, all your people you want to save, and you created them, and at the most critical moment, look at what they do. Look at what they do. Do you still want to save them? Are they worthy? I don't think so. You want to cast me down hell? Oh, those people are so bad. They long time have forgotten about you, and they disrespect you, and they betray you all the time. So if I'm gonna be going down hell, all these people shall go down with me. Okay, so this is basically, the very, very important message I want to share with our team members. Yes, you guys don't understand when I communicate with business@trampoline.com. I am delivering the messages of salvation from our Creator. But Miss John Dickinson was too eager to jump in because he, in his heart, secretly wants Dr. Lotus King Weiss to forget about trampoline and run as fast as she could, and then go to work with him to support his election to be a political leader, and to support him for his Comet Large Cemetery project. And basically, a lot of people came to me under the name of supporting me for the Whole Elephant Institute. They basically want me to support them and be their assistant. But they basically, in that regard, have absolutely no respect, no trust, no love towards me. It's a game. In that sense, it is a game, but they don't want to accept it. They don't want to acknowledge it. At certain time, they did do something that is very helpful for me, and I need to also, in every regard, show my appreciation sincerely to all these people who came into my journey, and under the name of supporting the Whole Elephant Institute, secretly hoping that I can be there to give them some reward benefit, which I don't consider that to be of anything wrong, and I actually am more than willing to do that thoroughly. However, one thing has to be put very clear, is that if I'm at the frontier battlefield and I'm trying to save people from the hands of the devil, and exactly during those critical moments, if you come into the battlefield and wave another flag, said, pay attention to me, okay, fight a battle here, and run away from her enemy, and try to distract and disrupt whatever I was trying to accomplish, which is essential ultimately to help you, Mr. John Dickinson, then you basically severely violated the code of trust, love, respect of the Whole Elephant Institute. And that was exactly the reason I was very firm and asked you to repent, which is to give you another opportunity. And also, you see, this is actually the very basic thing that children should understand. For example, okay, if you have, parents calling you to a dinner, and together on the dinner, party, it's a dinner party, and your parents actually invited a lot of very important guests, and your mom invited very, very important guests that you never met, but you also are invited to be part of the dinner. And when your mom actually started to speak, to her invited guests, important matters, and in the middle of it, you suddenly threw out something like, hey, mommy, I actually need to go buy a toy car. Please, please, please buy me a toy car. Do you know what is that? How the mom is going to handle a child like that? Well, the mom will say, go to your room, okay? You're grounded. You have absolutely no respect to my guests, and you interrupt with important meetings, and you basically show, and basically mom hasn't done a good job in disciplining you. So mom need to catch up with discipline, act towards you, my child. So in every regard, those people who claim to be part of the Whole Elephant Institute, when in the email listing, when I was trying to discuss very important matters, and you not only do not be there and to find a solution together and accomplish the mission together, you start to bring up your own games that's irrelevant to the subject at that moment. And that is the reason that I say the leftist ideology, the public education in America have failed, because even Mr. John Dickinson at such old age still do not understand like the very, very fundamental practice of showing respect. It is sad, but I'm going to just summarize that today and deliver this to all my audience, and use this opportunity to share with everyone that I, as Dr. Lotus King Weiss, the president of the Whole Elephant Institute, when I bring together a group of people, I have very important matter to discuss with everyone. So do not interrupt with your own game. Okay, no matter how important you consider your game is, if you present to me one-on-one, I will give you my best support, but don't get into my way of doing very important projects. Okay, thank you.